Hey, y'all. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Oh, it's not even Wednesday. It's Tuesday, huh? A little something different today. Usually I'm on Wednesday. Today I'm on Tuesday because I got something I got to do tomorrow. So I wasn't able to do it tomorrow. I had to come on tonight. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Mission for Mental Health. I'm your host, Jackie Robinson. Hey, I got a good show for y'all today. A while back, somebody near and dear to my heart reached out to me and said, "Hey, sis," and like sis for real, like he's really my brother. And he says, "I really would like to share my story on your podcast." And I was kind of shocked behind it because I'm like, really, absolutely, absolutely. So I got my brother on to y'all. I got my brother on tonight, and I'm excited. You're gonna hear somebody in the background on the side. That's my sister-in-law. Because they're like they peas in a pod. They go together. Like they go together for real. They don't separate. So they go together. So you're gonna hear my sister on the side like coaching them on the way. You know what I'm saying? But give them some comments and some claps and a little conversation as we're going through this chat tonight. I'm getting ready to bring them on. Okay, so hold on. Let me find them. Let me find them. No, I was thinking my brother's so cool. My brother's always so cool. Look at him sitting there all cool. Hey.
Hey sis, how you doing?
I told you you hear his wife in the background. Yeah, so welcome to the show.
Okay.
So look, I told everybody while you was off stage that you were my brother. You my blood brother. Like you ain't just what's up, bro. You my blood brother. So, as we were growing up, I had a name for you, and other folks got a name for you. So, can I use the name that I use during this show tonight, or do I got to stick to JR?
No, that's fine. You can use your name.
Okay, so this Pee Wee, y'all.
Pee Wee. Yeah, I figured.
This Pee Wee, y'all. This is my brother Pee Wee. So, he got this name according to my mama. Well, mama said she gave you this name because you were little
I
or
weighed
something.
less than 2 pounds. My grandfather came in the room, asked where I was. She said on the couch. He said ain't nothing there but a blanket. She said underneath. He pulled the blanket and there I was. I was that small.
2 pounds.
I weighed a little bit less than 2 pounds.
Wow. So Pee Wee is how that name came about because he was a little thing. He ain't little no more. He ain't big either, but he ain't little. He ain't little Pee Wee no more. So I guess he got tired of us calling him Pee Wee, and so now we call him JR. Well, they do. I always call him Pee Wee though, because that's just me. Well, how you
Yeah.
doing this evening?
I'm doing all right. All
Good.
right.
So, one thing about Pee Wee and I, there is a very large age difference between us. I'm the baby of the five. He is the oldest of the five. And I didn't grow up with Pee Wee because for one, my siblings are older. So what are y'all now? 73, 72, and 71?
I'm 73. Yeah.
Yep. So
73,
73,
72,
72,
71.
and 71. And
Mm-hmm.
then my brother Damon, and Damon is 60.
He's 59. 5'9".
Oh, okay. So he'll be 60 on his birthday this year. Yeah.
That'll be it.
Okay. And then little old me. I'm 53.
Yeah.
So as you can see, my siblings, they could be like my parents. So of course, because they're so much older, they, moved on with their lives while I was still trying to grow. Their kids are my age or close to my age, so they moved on. So I know, did you ever live in the house with my dad, or were you gone before my dad came around?
Uh, what I spent a year there, 1 year, and then I spent the last time I was up there, I spent the summer up there.
Okay. How
Yeah.
how was that like? He was strict as all get out.
Well, yeah, it was great because all I did well back then. I did a lot of writing. while listening to my music. I used to like to write poems and stuff like that. So
Do you
I
still
did.
do? You still do that?
No, no.
Okay. I never knew that about you. There's a
Yeah.
whole lot I don't know about you.
Yeah, well, I didn't spend a lot of time in San Jose,
So, and where'd you go?
Oakland, California,
Oakland. Oakland. East Oakland, West Oakland,
all over it.
all over Oakland.
Yeah,
Living your best life, turning up.
yeah, pretty much.
Well, when you're young, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be out here living your best life, right?
Yeah, well, when I got out of high school, I was pretty busy. Um, I was pretty
You went to
busy.
Andrew Hill. Did you go to Andrew Hill
No,
like all of us?
no. You know what? The high school I did go to in San Jose was James Lick.
Oh, you went to James Lick. Okay. Oh, yeah, because
Yeah,
y'all lived on the east side.
yeah, that was my freshman year.
Pendragon.
Pendragon.
Pendragon
Yeah.
address. Okay.
Hmm.
So you went to James Lick and then
Yeah.
you moved. Did you just move to Oakland or was there a place
Mm,
prior to Oakland?
There was a reason for me going to Oakland. Okay.
What was it?
Uh, they gave me a curfew, and I missed the curfew.
You talking about my
But
daddy and my mom?
no, Damon's dad.
Oh, Damon's dad gave a curfew. Okay.
Yeah, Damon's dad and my mom gave a curfew, and
Okay.
it was like 9 o'clock, and I walked in at 9:01:02. But this is like after 3 times. It was like, hey, so I like, okay, call your dad. I like, all right. So when he pulled up, they had like clothes in like 3 little bags and talking about, well, you'll be back. My dad was like, no, you ain't, and get all your clothes.
That's what your dad said.
Yeah,
Get all your stuff. So he was living in Oakland.
yeah.
Okay. I never knew that either. I've only known him
Mm.
to live in Atwater.
No, he was in Oakland.
He was in Oakland. Okay.
Atwater's a different. Atwater's another story. We go through that one later.
Okay. So after Oakland, how much time did you spend in Oakland? How many years were you in Oakland before you moved down to what we call the country?
Okay, I left. I left in '83.
Left Oakland in 83 and then what made you go down to the Madera, Pixley areas? What made you go down that
Well,
way?
what it was is like, I always like little small country towns anyway.
Mm.
I think if you ask your mom, she would tell you the same thing. But I started going down to Delano in '69, and
Is that a
I like
city down there? Delano? I've never heard of that.
no, it's a country town. It's a
Okay.
little it's a country town, um, and I liked it. I'd go
Mm-hmm.
down, and I was going down there every year. Spend what, uh, 3 or 4 weeks, but I go like maybe 3 times out the year.
Mm-hmm.
So in '83, when I went, um, we got ready to go back to the Bay Area, and I just said, you know what? Nah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
good. So I mean, I just got tired of it. I was already tired of the city anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, which
So
was a great move for me.
so was there a party life out there?
Uh, we mostly party to ourselves, per se.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when my kid's mom got pregnant, I went and got me a full-time job from that point.
Right.
That was in '83 in
Yeah.
Bakersfield. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So you had to commute. You had to commute back and forth to work back
yeah.
then. Mm-hmm. 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 So this show is about, it's a show about mental health and mental health challenges that we face and how we're overcoming them. And when you reach it, I know, my story into how I started this
Mhm.
podcast. What made you want to reach out to me? Well, let me move back before we talk about that. Let me talk about my sister-in-law right quick. And you know, you got to shout out my sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
So, how did you meet my sister-in-law?
Your brother introduced me to her.
He was stalker.
So, one thing I want y'all to understand now, we are all related, but we quick to call everybody yours. We never say us. So, we'll say like your mom did, or your sister or your brother, even though it's all our brothers and sisters. So Damon introduced you to Candy.
Yeah.
Where were y'all at in San Jose?
No, we was in Madera. That's how I found out. Well, I forget how I found out he had moved to Madera,
Mm-hmm.
but I was off from work, and I like, you know what, I'm gonna go find my brother because it had been a while since I'd been around him, and found out he was there. We started from there.
Okay. Okay. And y'all been married for about, let's see, y'all been together for,
About 34 years.
and you've been married for about,
How old is Kim? 38.
Cameron's 36. We've been together 32 years.
We've been together 32 years.
uh,
We've been married for 18.
18. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
that
a
part
whole
I
other
keep.
story, y'all.
Yeah, see, that part I keep up with. My wife don't keep up with that number.
That's a whole other story, y'all. But they've been rocking for many years. So they have a blended family. She had some kids, he had some kids. So they have a blended family. We got grandkids now, great grandbaby now. So the family's growing, of course. So now back to my original question. So when you reached out to me, you know, what made you reach out to me? What made you say you wanted to share about what's going on with you and how you think this can help my viewers?
Well, I'm quite sure that your viewers know people that smoke. Okay,
Mm-hmm. When you say smoke, you talking about smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, smoking.
cigarette,
Oh, sorry,
cigarette.
YouTube will cut me off for saying weed. Smoking the greeny green or cigarettes.
No, the cigarettes. The cigarette, the pipes, the cigars. You know,
Mhm.
um,
What age were you when you started smoking?
I was roughly about 13.
13. Back then, I think you probably go to the store and buy them yourself at 13, huh?
If you knew the person that that dealt with the store, yeah, that owned the store or something, or worked in the store, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You started smoking about what made you start smoking at 13?
You know, probably wanted to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid reason, but hey, back then, yeah, just fit in probably.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That you well your group of your so apparently your crew, they smoke too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It was common.
Yeah, it was
Smoking and drinking is common. It's a thing that
yeah,
goes together, right?
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't start drinking until I want to say 16, 17. No, about 17, because at that time I didn't deal with a lot of people. I'm mostly a loner.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah.
Okay. So we started
But
smoking at 13.
yeah, but my thing was, by listening to my story, maybe it'll help them to really stop and think about it, because, this is no joke, what I'm going through.
Right.
At first I
So
thought, go ahead.
no, at first.
You know, people would say, well, as you got older, you should quit. And I'm like, number one, it relaxes me. I'm that person when I talk, I talk mostly with my hands, and I got to have something in it. So that was me.
Mm-hmm.
That was me.
So what has happened to make you stop smoking? Well,
Well,
let's put it like this. Let's start back because you received a diagnosis how long ago about COPD?
10 years ago.
10 years ago. And for people who don't know what COPD is, are you able to tell them what that is, or do I need to put up my definition.
Tell her.
You can do it. It's a restriction of the lungs, the air getting into your lungs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a way that they could test it to tell you how much, air you have in your lungs. Well, when they did it to me, I ended up, when I finally did, because the first time I went, I had like 50% left of lung use.
And that was 10 years ago?
Yeah.
And that wasn't enough to scare you to make you stop smoking?
I guess not. No.
50%.
A lot of this is like, getting real with myself too. You know what I'm saying?
So you were about 60 when you received this diagnosis?
63.
63.
Yeah.
And they tested you and they saw that you have 50% lung usage.
Mm-hmm.
But that still was not enough to make it real for you.
Well, talking to the doctors and, and listening to them, and, they explained to me, and I don't know, in my head, it's like, you know what? I did this to myself, and I'm aware of the things that's going to happen. Okay. And, she kept telling me that, there's no fixing that. There's, once you get it, you got it. When it goes from COPD, it turns into emphysema.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I watched my uncle when he had emphysema, and I don't know. I was like, okay, I could deal with it. I mean, I've done it to myself. I could deal with it. I think when I finally got scared was back in June. I mean, I had cut way back on my cigarettes to it was like, what, 5 a day or something like that. And in June, I went to my wife's retirement party. I left. I was on the way home. Before I left, I took a breathing treatment. Before I can get home, I had to pull over and take another breathing treatment. When I got home, I have no idea how my car got parked where I normally park it, or I have no idea how I got home. I guess I had enough sense to call 911. Ambulance came. Next thing I know, I was in, what is that?
I see you.
No, the thing that they had over my.
Oh, that little air thing that they put over your head so you can breathe. The machine was basically breathing for you.
What they call that, a BPAD, iPad, or something like that. Anyway, they had that on me, and so they can pump air into me so that I can breathe. Literally, I was basically I was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I got to the hospital, and I guess I'm finally aware of my surroundings. The lady told me that my oxygen level was at 33%.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was from the point of the time when the ambulance were there. That's, how they keep a record of stuff. They have to write it down, put it in the computer.
Mm-hmm.
They told me that they wanted to incubate me. And I told them no. That much I did tell them. I'm not going there.
Mm-hmm.
I know now I know what's going on with my body. I'm like, no. If this don't work, it don't work. That's the way I looked at it. But bottom line is, there's no one to blame but myself. But
Right.
The reason why I wanted to come on and, and tell you is because if somebody's out there listening, maybe one person understands it, then I'm good. This is not easy. Not easy at all. I mean, you worry about. I worry about my wife. I worry about my kids. I worry about my grandkids mostly. So, everybody's body is different. Mine is, since I do all this worrying about that, I really don't want to leave my house. I don't go visiting. I don't none of that.
So the in June when you went to the hospital, well, prior even before that, how many times had you been in the hospital?
February to May was off and on.
Yeah, from I don't know, February or actually end of January.
Last year, the year before.
The year before, it was that's when it started because I was like,
you'd be at work, you have to go to.
If I take a breathing treatment and it's not working, because I'll normally wait about an hour just to make sure I don't have to, call nobody or whatever. But I'll end up, if I end up taking a breathing treatment, then I end up having to take another breathing treatment and it's still not working. When I take that third one, I have to make that call because this is not working.
So you're making a 911 call?
Yeah. And before that, before I started making 911 here in Madera, they had a hospital, whereas I used to take myself. And then after they shut it down, Cloves is about an hour drive from my house. I used to, when I felt like that, I used to drive myself out there. They give me a treatment, however it was. I didn't have to stay. It's like 4 to 5 hours. I'm good to go. My mistake was 3 or 4 days after I done left there, I lighted up.
Smoking again.
Yeah. Not good.
Not good.
Then for a while I was going once a month. When I left, in September, that was it. I had one flare up. I think it was early part of October. And I ended up staying in the hospital. In September when I went, I spent my birthday in there for that one. In June, 3 times I ended up having to stay. That was after Candy's retirement in June.
Every month until October.
Yeah, but I didn't have to stay, is what I was telling you. No, in June I stayed. In September I stayed. I didn't have to stay in July. October I had to stay. I haven't touched cigarettes since then.
Since October.
Since October.
So the diagnosis has changed from just COPD to emphysema. And you got that diagnosis in October, correct? So for those of you who don't know, emphysema is a chronic lung disease that damages the air sacs in the lungs, making it difficult to breathe. It's a type of COPD. So you can have COPD and not have emphysema, but you can't have emphysema without having COPD. So emphysema is typically caused by cigarette smoke. They do have some people that have been diagnosed who've been exposed to long-term exposure to certain industrial pollutants. And then some of it is genetic. So they have a genetic disorder that can also cause emphysema.
I didn't get to that part.
It's a specific form of COPD characterized by progressive lung damage to the tiny air sacs and lungs called the alveoli that help you breathe. Um, what are the symptoms that you were having when you were diagnosed with COPD, and how had them symptoms changed from COPD to emphysema? So what were some of the symptoms that you were having when you were diagnosed with COPD?
Mine was just mostly short of breath.
Short of breath.
Yeah, short of breath. You got to remember, I'm still working, so with me it's like, if I'm trying to explain this, I'm not one to like walk slow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm like pretty fast paced about everything I was doing when I was working. Well, it got to the point to whereas I couldn't.
Couldn't work.
No, I couldn't move
Couldn't
as
walk.
fast. I couldn't move as fast as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will say, "Well, it's the age." Mine was the COPD.
Mm-hmm.
Age didn't have nothing to do with it.
Right.
Because I'd have good days, whereas I'm here and 2 minutes later, I'm way on the other side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's my CO, just short of breath, and the medication I was taking. That's a heck of a story in itself.
Right.
So
trying to find proper treatment, and the treatment that you were receiving before wasn't really working, or they were giving you the wrong medication.
All the above, because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of it, all of it was pretty much making me lose my breath. I don't know if it was a combination of I take one of this kind and wait an hour because I'd have to take a different kind,
Mm-hmm.
wait another hour, and then have to. Well, all of that's going through your system, but which one is working and which one is not?
Right.
Right now, I'm at this point where taking all of that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm jittery.
Jittery.
Yeah. Still short of breath. Actually, it's a little bit worse because I can walk from my room to the kitchen. I'd have to stop, stand there, so I can catch up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That also comes with chest pains. It feels like somebody is pressing down on you. And for a while, I noticed a lot of stuff like with my voice. I'm like, if you listen, the way I started out is, huh?
Fades in and out.
Yeah, you could tell it's like fading out.
Yeah. So we do know there's no cure for emphysema.
That's true.
So this is something that you will live with for the remainder.
Yeah.
How does this affect your mental health? How does this cause anxiety, depression? I was reading up and it was saying that, People with emphysema and COPD frequently experience anxiety and depression as the physical limitations and breathing difficulties associated with these conditions can significantly impact your mental health. Does that apply to you?
You know, I'm not depressed.
Oh,
You know, I think when anxiety hits me is because I worry about my wife. Like I said, I worry about my kids. I really don't want my grandkids seeing me like this, especially the ones that are in Virginia. You know, my oldest grandson, he's aware of everything. My youngest grandson, well, you know, with him, it's like, you know, if you explain it to him today, he's not going to deal with it tomorrow because he'd be like, hey, let's do this. Let's do this. I can't do it, you know. So I don't want to put him through that. So that's why I don't really want to see him, you know, or put it better. I don't want to go there, you know, where he's at. So, you know, I talk to him on the phone. I'm cool.
So it's sounding as if you are limiting your quality of life is limited now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that would affect my mental health as well, because you've always been the
on the
you
go.
know, we Parmesan in this thing. Like we turn it up in this thing.
Yeah, you know, I was the one that was always on the go, you know, and I didn't have a problem with it, you know. I mean, because that was, you know, that was just me. That's what I love to do, be on the go, you know, stay on the freeway or whatever, you know. That was just part of my life. Now,
So go ahead.
Now, I'm waiting to figure out on the day that I get in my car and take an hour and a half drive, just me, you know. It bothers me because I can't do it right now, or I haven't tried to. I'm scared, number one. I have this little machine that tells me about my oxygen level, right? And that's something that I keep on me at all times. So, like I said, I'm just waiting to take that trip one day to see how far I can go.
Mm-hmm.
That'll help me get back into at least a frame of mind to where I'm saying I can do this.
Mm-hmm. How does this diagnosis and this new lifestyle, how does it affect your wife? Or how do you think it affects her?
Ask your sister-in-law. Why don't you ask your sister-in-law?
I'm asking you. What do you think? How do you think it affects her?
You know, my wife's a trooper. She tells me it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother her. Her job is to take care of me. But you know, like I worry about her because I really don't want her to worry about me. I'm gonna be whatever it's gonna be. You know, I feel that she needs a break.
You feel she needs to pray?
A break.
A break. Oh, a break. A break from you? Or just a break, period. Just a break,
No,
caregiver break.
Yeah, a break for me to whereas, you know, she can like do her for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Like especially since I've been out of the hospital in September. You know, she's like there, whatever, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need for her to be able to take a break. You know,
Yeah.
do you
Do
relax?
you? What about them kids? How's your daughter?
My daughter would tell me that she's strong, knowing that she's not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Amber, Amber is Amber is strong, but she just want me to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
My boys are the same. You know, they be like, well, we don't need him to do this. We don't need him to do that. He need to quit smoking, blah this, blah that. You know, my boys are my boys. You know, so yeah.
Mm. That's a lot. I remember growing up, and my dad used to always say he gonna live life the way he wanted to live life. Is that your statement as well? It is, because you've said it before.
Yeah, and it was. It was. I
Mhm.
was going to live my life the way I wanted to live my life.
Yep.
You know, I did this to me. You know, but when you start having problems with your breathing, it kind of makes you rethink a lot of things. You know, uh, I heard a lot of people be like, "Well, I'm not afraid of dying. Shut up. I don't want to hear it." Because guess what? Yeah, you is. When you get until you get to that point, then you know, uh, yeah, I believe so because I was like that until that lady told me that my oxygen was at 33%, and I'm like, that's dead. I didn't want no parts of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to see this person, that person. I need to change this. And to be short on breathing, you would rethink a lot of things.
Absolutely. Especially knowing that this when you're short on breathing, you don't know, is this the last breath? Like, is this
That
it?
part. That part.
That causes it would I would probably feel panicked often because I don't know if when I choke, I'm losing my mind. And I know I'm
Yeah.
just choking on some water. So to know I'm choking and I may not get this breath back, I'm sure causes a lot of panic attacks. Like,
Well, yeah, and that's true. Um, you know, with having this and having to deal with calling an emergency and stuff, the one thing what I did learn, because you can mess around and hurt yourself without even trying. Um, I never was one to like really panic. You know, I mean, you know, I'm quite sure everybody would be like, hey, you know what? Call 911. Hurry up. You know, I mean, that part of it is normal, but for me to like just go into a panic behind it, you hurt yourself more by doing that than versus to try to stay as relaxed as possible. You know, it didn't take me long to learn that. I mean, I had triggers to tell me when, guess what? It's time for me to go. You know, and that's the other thing. if you do have COPD, learn your triggers because it'll help you. You know, pay attention to the details that's around you and what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'll help you as far as being panicky or not. You know, because number one, you panicking, it'll shoot your blood pressure up. I mean, I've had mine well over 200.
Your blood pressure?
Yeah.
It's the wonder you ain't had no stroke.
That part too. You know, and that's been a couple of times. I've had it shoot over 200. You just learn your triggers if you have COPD. It'll help you. But number one, quit smoking.
Quit smoking.
Yeah.
Do you plan on telling your mom?
No.
You think she's gonna say, "I told you quit smoking"?
No,
She's
not gonna tell her baby boy that. She's gonna tell her baby she gonna do a whole bunch of other stuff, but she ain't gonna tell him that.
She tell me even Carol that.
Oh,
you and Damon get away with everything, but me even Carol.
Yeah, well, me and my brother, we like,
She lights up for y'all. Even Carol was just like,
yeah, well, hey.
But y'all is
yeah. Sorry, but hey, that's the way it is,
Oh yeah, she light up for y'all.
No, I don't know. I know my mom's her brain is like in and out at times.
Sometimes.
But when it's in, I don't need for her to be worried about me. Okay? Like she says, she always worried about it. What happened?
Nothing.
No, it's over here. I gotta plug it in over here. Keep talking.
Oh, she's that one that worried about all her kids. That is true. And for some reason, which one you want?
No. Keep talking. I'll get it.
For some reason, she worried more about me and Damon. Well, number one, you got to remember, she see her daughters all the time. Okay.
She worried about y'all because y'all the wild child. Y'all are the wild.
And you can go ahead and smile behind that because she do. And I'm proud of you. And
thank you.
I don't know if I tell you that enough, but I am. But your mom is special. Her boys, as long as her boys are all right, she cool.
I know.
Like I said,
I'm very much aware of that.
Yeah, well,
I know how she feel about her son.
She sees her girls all the time, So that's what she tells me anyway.
Yeah, she does.
But yeah.
You good?
Yeah, she got your batteries. Oh, she got to plug up over here. The battery getting low. She doing her thing.
So how do you feel today?
Today, I've had a pretty good day. Pretty good day. I don't take all the medication I was taking. I don't take none of that no more. I have just the one that I'm taking now, and it seems to work just fine. Mm-hmm. What's it called? The blessed tree, or however you pronounce it. But anyway, they took me off the liquid medications because that was hurting me. Mm-hmm. And so I'm doing all right.
You're on the experimental drug right now, right?
No, I had to get off of that too.
Okay.
No, it was working at first. Then after about 3 weeks, it started doing like the others were doing. So just so happened that I happen to have a doctor's appointment the following week. And I was telling my doctor, and she said, you know what? Get off all of it. I don't want you using none of it. I'm going to put you on this right here. So,
Yeah.
and I've been doing good. I'm like, according to the application, I'm only supposed to use it twice a day. But like I told my doctor, I called her and told her it also says every 6 hours. Well, I'll do better by taking it every 6 hours through the day. So that's like 3 times a day. Here lately, I got to where I take it about 9 o'clock that morning. By the time 4 o'clock rolls around, I don't need it. I don't need to take it because I'm still all right.
Okay.
By the time I get ready to go to bed, I'm still all right. So I'll like, okay, I'm cool.
Okay.
So now, pretty much for the last week, I've been taking it like maybe once a day.
Okay.
And I'm all right unless I'm doing a lot of moving around the house or I'll drive my car to the store and back or something other, I'll take a ride around town for a few minutes. By the time I get through with all that, I might be getting short of breath, so I'll take a treatment.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm all right.
So what is your lung capacity now? What is the percentage today?
It's at well, when I was there last, it was like 22%.
22%.
So you figure that was in October.
Okay. Do they have to measure, or do you even want them to measure it every time you go to your follow-up? Or
I do. Yeah, I do. Because I want to know,
you want to know?
Yeah. And then your sister-in-law is that person, whereas something you're not telling me, I'm like, no, you know what I know. That's why you go. So, yeah. I have an oxygen machine here.
Mm-hmm.
My oxygen level stays at like 97, 98.
Okay.
So I've been had the machine, 2 years? I've only had to use it maybe 3 times since I've had it. That's not where my problem is. My oxygen level stays above normal. So
Okay.
that's not the issue. It's the lung issue that is what I got.
The lung issue.
Yeah.
Hmm. Wow. That's sad, Pee Wee.
Yeah, but it's also a part of life, dear, and that's the part that that I finally came to grip with. And like I said, I don't. Whereas I used to make excuses, I don't. There's no need for it. That's why I said I wanted to talk with you, come on your show. Like I said, if I can reach one person,
Mm-hmm.
I've done good.
Yeah. Were there any before you were diagnosed with COPD? Were there any signs?
You know what? Well, I've always worked 2 jobs. One of my jobs was security. What 3?
They used to work 2 securities. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, okay. My wife says 3. That was 2 different companies, so she says 3. I've always done that. Like the security, I did it for 17 years. Football season, 49er games, when they was in Frisco, I did all of those. Well, how I found out that I had COPD was I was doing one of the games. Anyway, I had to walk up a hill in order to get to my post. And I was getting out of breath. So I was like, okay. Then when I went to the following game, the same thing happened. I'm going to the doctors, and that's how I found out I had COPD.
Okay.
I never had high blood pressure or nothing like that. Well, turning 63, all of it hit me at one time.
So it was the shortness of breath after going to pills is when you started noticing some signs like, okay, something ain't right.
Something ain't right. So I needed, yeah.
Well, this was good and informative, educational. I've never known anybody with, I think my dad died of cirrhosis of the liver. Just thinking that because he never will go to the doctor anyway. But there's a possibility it was some COPD in there because I do remember a lot of coughing. He was a smoker.
Yeah.
Like them cool cigarettes.
Well, you know what? You can cough while being a smoker. That don't necessarily mean that you have COPD. It's just a smoker's cough, but that goes away.
Mm-hmm.
Just like any other cough, it goes away too. I didn't per se have any coughing. I take that lie back because there's a lot of times I just have to clear my throats early in the morning. But that per se only lasted 2 months, maybe, if that.
Okay.
So, Robbie, I don't think Robbie had COPD.
Mm-hmm.
No. Me remembering Robbie, I don't remember. I don't remember him with shortness of breath. You were around your dad more than I was, but I mean, the time that I spent around him, I didn't notice none of that.
Yeah, and he was young. He died at 57. He died at 57
years
old. He died pretty young. So, he was pretty young when he died. But I appreciate you sharing your story. And I do this. I invite all type of people on the show because I never know who I can educate. I never know, who I can help. So I bring all type of guests on the show. The only thing that I would say is that take that drive that you said you wanted to do for that hour.
When my wife gets ready to go on her trip, I will do that.
Take the drive. I mean,
you might need to do that before I go.
Live life. What'd she say?
I just told him to take his drive before I leave in case he have to call me.
Exactly. And live life the best way you can. Come out that house and live life because we don't know how much life none of us know how much life we have, right? But when you're diagnosed with a chronic illness, you don't know. I mean, you might go for another 10, 12, 20 years or one. We don't know. But you got to get out there and you got to live life.
Yeah, that's true. I think a lot of mine is I don't want to go where, everybody's enjoying themselves and this and that, and I get short breath to whereas I have to call 911.
Okay, then they call 911.
But what I'm saying to you is, I don't want to be the reason why everybody stop enjoying themselves.
Child, please. That's the last thing of their worries. They just want your time. I bet you if I bring one of them kids on here, if I bring one of your kids on live right now, because I know they watching. If I bring one of them on here right now, I'm sure all they're gonna say is, "We just want your time."
Yeah.
We don't. We just want your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just want your time. If we got to stop, let me tell you something. Every time I show up to a party with some of my friends, I interrupt their time because with the job I got, y'all can't do around me. So I
Yeah.
interrupted in a heartbeat. They'll be all
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
They'll be
Okay.
just fine. Y'all wanted my presence. You knew what it was when I got here. So, same with them. They will be just fine. And also as long as they're prepared and they know, okay, if this happens, this is what we do. But then again, what if don't nothing happen?
Yeah.
What if you get there and don't nothing happen?
Well, see, your brother's that one that's always thinking, okay, this, that, whatever. Yeah. That's just me.
That you could think, and that's fine if you thinking that, prepare them. Hey, this might go down. This is what we do. Don't panic. I don't panic. This is how we roll. And that's it. We just take this party or this situation we got, we just take it over to the hospital with us. We might get put out, but it's all good.
Mm.
You got to do it. What happens is what I was when I was reading up on it, it was saying that I was reading testimonials from people with COPD and emphysema, and that's one of the things that they were saying. Yes, it may take them a little bit longer to do some of the things that they used to do, but they continue to do what they used to do because they want a quality of life. They didn't want to turn because right now you say you don't have depression now, but you might have a tad bit of it and don't even know it because you've totally changed your quality of life. So, you know, in order to keep that from happening, you still you still have life in you. You still got a wife sitting over there, that you say you're concerned about her well-being. Well, I'm sure she wants you to step out with her from time to time. She ain't saying step far, just step out. With your kids, with the grandkids, with the new great grandbaby. You know, they want your time.
Yeah, I hear you.
I know you ain't frozen. I know you're not frozen.
Oh.
I know your screen ain't frozen.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It's just
Yeah.
food for thought. It's just food for thought. It's just food for thought. So, but I appreciate you and I love you. And of course, I'm always praying for you. And I always want the best for every one of my siblings, of course, everyone in my family. And do you have any closing remarks?
No, I'm good. Like I said, if we can just reach one person, that's fine. That works.
Yeah, if we could just reach one person who understands the what could happen with 50 years of cigarette smoking. It's a hard habit to quit. It's a hard habit to quit. Um you don't, if you could prevent this, having the feeling of breath restriction happening in your life, this conversation was worth it.
Yeah.
Well, I love you.
Love you too, sis. Appreciate the time.
Hey, I appreciate you guys for watching. I know it's Tuesday. This is the only Tuesday we're doing, unless I get a special request to change to a Tuesday. I typically go every other Wednesday. Those of you that are watching, if you can subscribe, like, and share, I would so greatly appreciate it. I don't do this for me. I do this because this was placed on my heart. It was a word from God. It was not me. This is not something I always wanted to do, was to talk about mental health until mental health became a part of my life. And now that is my journey. That is what my calling is, to educate as many people as I can about mental health and, how you can live with whatever you have going on. So if you could follow me on Instagram, Facebook, at Mission for Mental Health, I would greatly appreciate it. If you would like to be a guest on the show, if you know someone who would like to be a guest on the show, reach out to your girl. She would love to have you. She would love to have you. Just reach out. Let me know. You can hit me up on all my social media platforms. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you could subscribe, like, and share, that's the only way that we can grow this thing. My job is to be I'm the new Oprah Winfrey / Wendy Williams / Ricky Lake / what was the lady's name with the red glasses? Sally Jesse Raphael. I'm the new all them, y'all. I'm the new all them. So in order for me to really be like them, I need your help. So please subscribe, like, and share. Also, I always try to let everybody know, if you are struggling with mental health, or if you know someone that is struggling with mental health, please call or text 988. Y'all will get a live person on the phone. You will really get a live person on the phone. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I will see you all next Wednesday. Actually, not next Wednesday, the Wednesday after. I told you we do this every other Wednesday because, child, this could be overwhelming for us, sister. So we come on every other Wednesday. I have a great guest for you coming on not this Wednesday, the following Wednesday. I believe is it my sex lady? I can't remember. I don't know. I got to go through my list. Yeah, I got a sex lady coming. Got a sex lady. Sorry, brother. It's so funny when your siblings are so much older than you, you treat them like your parents. So things that you don't say to your parents, you don't say to your siblings, except for that one right there. Except for that right there. I still don't cuss around him or anything like that. But sometimes when I get mad, he gets all the words. But I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. So y'all have a great week. Be safe, be blessed, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. That was the wrong one, y'all. Hold on. That was the wrong one. Here we go.